Hi guys, in today's video I'm gonna do a review on something a bit different. Normally I do beauty stuff, but today I'm going to review my new Kindle Paperwhite, mostly because when I literally only bought this like a week ago, and when I was looking to decide which one to get, I couldn't really find any sort of video so I could see like what the size would be in my hands and like whether it would be which one the right one was to get and things like that. So I thought, why not do a video? So I have already unboxed this, but I just wanted to show you the box and how it comes. So this is the box. It comes in quite a small box actually, and then inside there's sort of like a tray with the Kindle in a little plastic pocket, and then I'm assuming it's the charging cable and whatnot in there. It's a generic, I think, USB-C charging cable. So in the little plastic pocket you then have your Kindle. I am quite excited by this. I always used to be I'm not even really a book person, if I'm honest. Like, I don't do a lot of reading. I mostly just read when I go on holiday. And I've always been the kind of person that wants an actual book. Like, I like the smell of a book and like the cover and all the stuff that comes along with it. However, lately I'm realising when I'm on holiday, it's just annoying carrying around a giant cumbersome book. Like, a lot of the books that I read are like sort of big, thick, chick lit type stuff. And you know, that's just annoying to have to carry around, and it adds to your luggage and you have to put it in your hand luggage and then it's bulky and stuff. So I was thinking this is actually probably the solution for me, especially because I don't actually read that much. It might encourage me to read more if there's something easy that I can just carry around. Not that I'm going to be putting in my handbag probably, but like if there's ever a situation like when I go to the doctor's or I don't know, any other situation where you might be waiting, I might be more inclined to take this and read a couple of pages, or even like try and start reading before bed and stuff. So anyway, this is what it looks like. The one thing I have noticed, you can see, is how fingerprinty the back of it is. Like, it was a nice smooth surface, and I've even just tried to kind of clean that off so that you didn't have to see all my fingerprints, but it's still very fingerprinty. And normally I wouldn't be a case person. Like my phone, I don't bother having a case on, which I know is terrible because it means it's trashed by the end of it, but I prefer the look of it without the case, basically. But because of that, and also the fact that it's not especially hold friendly without a case. So like, I was using it on my last holiday, literally last week, without the case, but I found that it was kind of like, you kind of hold it with your hand, but then that is going to start to hurt a bit, I think. So I got a case off Amazon. I didn't get the proper Kindle case because it was like 40 quid. So I got one that's basically exactly the same for £12 from CoBak. It's sort of a PU look type thing. It feels probably plasticky, if I'm honest, but it's got a nice sort of, I don't know how to, like, crosshatch kind of design. Anyway, it fits perfectly in there, and it seems to me, again, I watched a lot of review videos on deciding which one to get, and they all seem pretty similar, to be fair. I like just plain black myself, and I might get like a pop socket to go on here as well, but already it feels easier to hold because you can kind of hold it like that, which is somehow easier for me, I think. I don't know, just because you sort of got your thing, you can hold on to it that way. But I'll see how I get on with it and maybe add a pop socket to the back, which seems to be what people do. Anyway, the actual thing itself, the reason why I got this one, it's the 16GB 6.8 display without ads one. I bought it for £159.99, which is a lot, but equally the Kindle books are cheaper. Like, the one I bought was £5.99, whereas I think it would have been like £10. So it's probably about half price, depending on what books you buy. And if you're really into reading, then you can do the Kindle Unlimited, and I think that's like a $9.99 or something a month, and you get, I assume, unlimited books in that. Also, the good thing about this one, which I was just looking at, is you can listen to Audible with it as well, but you have to add your Bluetooth headphones to it, so you can listen to all your Audible content as well. And I believe you can like literally switch between the two, so you can like read one page and then Audible the next, but don't quote me on that. I just read that and it seems to good true. And I don't even know why you would need to do that, but I guess if, like, for example, in the car I like to listen to audible things, but then I would assume you'd have to buy the two books. You'd have to buy the audible book and the actual book, Kindle book. Anyway, I just wanted to take you through a few of the cool things that I quite like. I'll show you roughly how to use it. I'm no expert at all at this stage. So one thing also I thought was odd is this screen is always on. So you turn it on with this little button at the bottom. Like at the bottom here you've got the charging hole, which I think is the USB-C, and a little button that is the only button basically. So you turn it on with that. Well, you never really turn it off, that's what's confusing about it, but you press that to sort of reawaken it and to shut it down. Also this case like closes and opens to awaken it and put it in sleep mode. But even when it's in sleep mode, this picture is always here. Like I think you can have your book on there, like the book cover on there, or it just sort of scrolls through random sort of black and white images. I believe there's something to do with e-ink and it not wanting to do that thing where it sort of stains the screen. I don't really know what I'm talking about, so I'm not even going to pretend I do. But anyway, I found that a little bit unnerving that it was always on, because it feels like it must be using the battery, but it obviously doesn't, because people rave about how long the batteries last on these things. Anyway, so this is the main thing. One of the first things actually that I found a bit odd about it was that it was black and white. Because it's sort of like a tablet, I don't know, expecting it to be colour screen, but obviously it's not. Anyway, so this is how you work it. So let me go to home if I can work out how to do that. Right, so this part here is just your home screen where you've got the books that you've got. Like, so at the bottom it's got home where you can search for books. And one of the other things I found a bit confusing was how to buy things from Kindle, because from Googling it, that because I've got an iPhone, it seems that Apple and Kindle are in some kind of like, they don't, like basically your iPhone won't really let you buy a Kindle product via the Amazon app. You have to go into the Amazon web page. It's very confusing, but on the actual Kindle itself, it's much easier. You just search for books and it just gives you the option to buy them basically, and then that will go into your library, which you can also then read it on your phone if you want to. But another one of the things that appealed to me about this is the fact that you can make the text bigger and smaller, because my eyes are deteriorating with age, and I have to wear glasses basically if I'm reading an actual book on holiday, and I don't really, like, it's just again something else I have to carry around. But this one you can change the font. Anyway, so this is, I'll come back to that in a sec. This is the library. So at the bottom you've got home where you can look for books, and at the bottom you've got library where it's got all of your books. So currently I'm reading this one, which is the Marianne Keyes one. And at the bottom here, it shows you how long you have left in the chapter. I assume based on your speed of reading, then it must record somehow, and at the percentage of the book that you've read as well. And at the top here, if you tap on the top, well, mostly to read, sorry, let me go back. Oh, I've done it again. You go like tap on this side of the screen to go back a page, and tap on this side of the screen to go forward a page, which is weirdly nice. Like, it's so easy to read and you don't have that feeling of sort of overwhelming how much you have left of the book and things like that, but also you kind of have it down here so that you can see when you're coming to the end. Like, I don't like it when it's a surprise that I've come to the end of the book, so I quite like to see that down there. But anyway, the settings at the top here, you just tap the top of the screen and it comes up with these options. You can go back to the library at the top here, or you've got a little font thing which is a AA, and that there tells you can change the different sizes of it. It's got small or large. See, that makes it much larger, which is good for people like me but then that being said, the standard one actually is all right, but some days my eyes are worse than others and things like that, so that will be useful for that. Also in here you can look at all the different chapters, and you can highlight pages, and you can search for things within the book. And also what I like is if you tap and hold on a word, I'm going to do it now, it highlights it, and then it tells you what it means. Which I think is really good. Like, because sometimes when you're reading a book, you're like, I have no idea what this is talking about. Anyway, yes, so that is like all of the things I think you can do. You can then go into settings, obviously, if you want to. So this, like, 3 dots at the end, you can go. Also, they've got a thing called Vocabulary Builder, which I believe like remembers all the words that you've looked up, and then you can go through and kind of test yourself. So yeah, in settings there's various other modes. There's things like, this is where you would add your Bluetooth headphones if you wanted to, or you can go into your, like, you can add people and things like that. I'm assuming in device options, yeah, you can change the display cover to what you're currently reading. You can add a warmth schedule if you want to change the screen so it's more of a warm light, and if you want, a bit like on your phone, you can set a time so it turns into warm light at a particular time. Personally, I like it bright like this. I find that warm light, a bit irritating, but I'm not even really sure why. But then I wouldn't normally be reading it like late at night, really, so I don't need to worry about that. There is somewhere where you can turn it on dark mode as well. So if it, at the top there's a little arrow there, comes up with the original sort of, you know, your options here with the text size and stuff, and then if you tap on that little arrow, you can then go into like airplane mode, turning off Bluetooth, other settings. This has also got the brightness here. See, I've got that way up here because I like it. In a way, I'd rather it was brighter, but it is perfectly adequate as it is. But you can also, this is the warmth, you can change it so it's more of a yellowy light, which I assume it is better for you for some reason, like you know, that blue light thing where you're supposed to turn it off so it doesn't interrupt your sleep. You can also put on dark mode, which is where I believe, yeah, it reverses, so the text is white and the background is black, which is good for reading if someone else is asleep. I struggle to read that though. I'd have to make the text bigger if I were to use that, and in reality I'm unlikely to just be sat in the dark reading my book while my partner is asleep next to me. But you never know. Like, yeah, I like that the option is there basically, and if you're in a situation where you don't want it to be really blaring in your face, then you can turn it into dark mode. Anyway, I think that is all I have to say about it. I just wanted to share it really because I'm hoping this is going to be a game-changing revolution of my reading life. Like, it's cute and small. You can buy loads of different cases for it. It's light, and you can just stick it in your bag and take it anywhere with you without it being a giant pain in the ass. Like slipping that in my beach bag is like about that much thinner than the book that I took on my last holiday. So I'm hoping that it will mean that I will read more. Anyway, that's all from me. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for any other videos, or you want any more information about this, then please drop me a message and I will do my best to come back to you. And that's it from me. Thank you. Bye.